All right, happy Sunday. This is the Chapel Trader, and I'm back with another video. This is essentially just a quick weekly forecast and overview of what I think will happen in the market based off of Trading Stir as well as Forex Factory. And the day that I really want to pay attention to for the most part is probably going to be Tuesday, because we do have a lot of US focused red folders, being we have core CP at 8:30 on Tuesday, and then later in that week, I think this is Thursday. On Thursday, we have more CPI information on May 15th. These are a bunch of red folders. We have an orange folder talking about the manufacturing index, the Philly Fed manufacturing index. So Tuesday and Thursday are some really important days to watch. Friday as well, because we have consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. So these are all days where you definitely want to either be really careful in the market and not either just don't trade entirely, or if you are going to trade, make sure that you have a very clear draw on liquidity, as well as, a clear, PD array, something to take your trade off of, as long as you are 1,000,000% sure about the market direction. Now, where do I think market direction is going to go? I personally think it is going to be bullish on the week. If we move over here to NASDAQ, I do think that on the weekly candle, we are going to see this turn into a bullish displacement candle, at least by probably Thursday, depending on, CPI, depending on consumer sentiment. But I have seen a lot of positive news from Donald Trump and China talking about the, big trade war that they have going on. It seems like they've had a lot of positive negotiations, so I'm expecting some upwards movement this week. To top it off, for the most part, we do have Trading Stir. These numbers did change from last week, if I'm not mistaken. The long for the non-commercial was like high 60s, low 70s, and shorts were around the same. But if you look here, it has jumped from high 60s, low 70s to mid 80s. It's now at 85,000. So this is definitely indicative of a potential bull move in the market sometime this week. And even if it's not this week, if it doesn't materialize that quickly, we can definitely expect some type of upwards movement next week is what I'm predicting. As you know, these markets are generally not unpredictable because you can kind of predict on the lower time frames, but very volatile. So my general recommendation for this week would be to be careful on your sizing. If you are not, like, you wouldn't bet the house on the trade, either don't take it, period, or I would suggest sizing down if you don't have a clear draw on liquidity. But I'm not expecting this week to be very choppy. I'm expecting it to have very clear displacement, either bullish or bearish, but I'm more than expecting it to be bullish on the week, simply because of what I'm seeing on Trading Stir, where I see the institutional orders. Most of them are long right now, and from what I'm hearing from Donald Trump and China. So this is kind of my outlook on the week. I think I covered how to use Trading Stir in another video that I recorded sometime last week, so you can check that out. I'll probably put it in the top left or right hand corner in this video. That's generally how I'm viewing the market for this week. And as we can see on the weekly, we have a pretty large displacement candle, indicative that there is probably going to be some upward movement at some point soon during this trading week. So just be prepared for that. That is really it. If you have any questions about my predictions, analysis, or anything like that, feel free to hit me up on Instagram or just leave it in the comments below. And with that, have a great trading week. Be smart, and I'll see you soon. God bless.